place, and we will follow the timelines there.
All right, before we can look at the preparation of the 2024 Hajj, proper one, let me take you back. Witness some of the lessons learned in the past, Hajj, where people don't do, we una don't they in charge of?
We prepare the pilgrims much better. From in April, for example, we will start for tell them within the Hajj, even though they know, but we repeat them, and we get experts there on the not only on the Hajj task force, but a support team of the people that we know about the Hajj, and then we check say the health of the pilgrims is assured. That is, we do proper screening, because in the past people they go then they fall sick and they're not able to perform the Hajj. We control that now through screening. And in other words, if we find out say there's a risk, we try to control the risk before we allow the pilgrim to go.
Okay, continue for the inside the program in name na Halaji Mutara Sise na the chairman Hajj committee as there for talk about the preparation of the 2024 Hajj. I'll come over to you, Abdul Malik Tijansi, Directorate of Science, Technology and Innovation. Good morning once more. Welcome to the Democracy.
Thank you for having me once more.
Okay, first we start waiting so far don't they happen na DSTI.
Well, I believe most of Sierra Leoneans and you are aware that I just took office like 6 months ago as his new director. I came back into the country, and we understand the STI role. We sit under the office of the president, and now we also got a ministry which give us a mandate where they create a policy, we formulate the policy and do implementation. And then so since took over the STI, we don't try for meet stakeholders, ministries and MDAs to find out how we can find a synergy, and we support them tremendously in terms of tech and be so they're able to deliver to the people of Sierra Leone more efficiently. If you look at one of our biggest work I do since I took over office, we have made sure that we geo-coordinate, give more accessibility and visibility on Google Map, where now you're able to find the nearest police station anywhere in the country. You will find the nearest schools anywhere in the country. You will find nearest petrol station, so you don't need to stop and say, what's that petrol station there again? Just by your phone. And then you're about to run out of fuel. You just go on Google Map. And then we make that more accessible and try to get all the ecosystem players, different sectors, from the technology side to business, try to put them together and see how DSTI will give support with technology.
Okay. Before we can look at, the Google partnership we want to get for do with different office system. What's the basic role and mandate of the STI?
Well, the basic role and mandate of the STI is to implement tech solutions them around MDAs and also be a big brother to the ecosystem in technology. So we create an enabling environment for people in tech. So we the basic infrastructure. So that's the real mandate of the STI. We build the technology, we put it down, and then if the ministry create a policy around technology, it's our mandate to formulate that and pass it down to the people of Sierra Leone and build a cutting edge around that.
Okay, so you mentioned, say, this Google Map will be accessible to people. How this could be accessible to people in a salon?
Well, if you have a smartphone and then Google Map, everyone knows that Google Map, they own the Android application, and Android, every Samsung runs Android, and then every smartphone you got currently, they're built on the Android operating system. So it gives you the Google Map for free. Okay. So now you don't need to download the app, you just need to make use of it. So for instance, I want to drive from Yango Stadium. Google Map, they tell me how many minutes. Google Map just got Waze. So Waze is now one of the biggest platforms now overseas. Right now we're on Google Map. You're able to tell me how many minutes I take for the stadium. You're able to tell me how many potholes. You're able to tell me whether there's traffic. If I use Kinyama Road, I go delay. If I use Pademba Road, it's more shorter and quicker. So Google Map gives you accessibility to distance. So if we're building the ecosystem for the country, we have to make sure we'll leverage on that. So we got other countries there, you go use Uber, you go use Bolt. But Sierra Leone will be the struggle on those things because of our geo-coordinate. So we don't put on that and work on that so we can get the ecosystem players. Understand that DSTI will not develop all the applications in the country. But if we'll be a player that create an enabling society, we will get other Sierra Leoneans innovators that we go build on those things and make technology more accessible. That's a digital transformation the president they talk about. And we're going to the fourth industrial revolution. Sierra Leone mustn't stay back, so we have to digitalize things. So that's DSTI mandate and all.
Okay. So what are some of the things where DSTI don't do for say ministry departments and agency then go digital?
But digital, so that's a good question. DST has been doing quite a lot of work. So, like for instance, the 468, DSTI assists the Ministry of Education tremendously on that, and also we don't develop a PRESS track, which is a pregnancy tracking system for Department of Health (MOHS). So soon you will see MOHS go to track the woman them and understand the statuses them and get alert. So that will be rolled out. So the districts in the next 18 months. So that will be launched with Ministry of Health by the end of this month.
Continue further with inside the program, Abdul Malik Tijansi, Directorate of Science and Technology and Innovation. We take issues them inside the program, outside the Executive Director and the National Public Health Emergency, Professor Fode Sase. Because of the 2 polio variant case them where the country don't get, the agency will begin work with community stakeholder them so that they will able report health institution, but any health emergency where they go find out but. Jafferman's Davis get more and go now report.
Inside December last year, government has participated in commitment for strength to the country public health infrastructure, being pulled the National Public Health Agency Nado, so that the health sector go get strong healthcare system them. We go able for look inside and self-help address the plenty challenge them within this sector. One pan the mandate where the agency get now for make salon begin for give quick response to any health emergency where they meet the country. Now for sake of this, make the agency as way for update the public, but one emergency where the country just get on polio. Being used the Ministry of Information and Civic Education a weekly press briefing for talk about how this emergency turn like na the country.
Now let's zoom in on the current polio problem. The first report we get now a report from Cambia where a reach we through lab say polio type 3 variant they don't detect them inside the stool of a 1-year-old child, Cambia. The following day we get another report. The regular environmental surveillance testing will happen. Then find out for say them find polio variant type 2 this time around. Now COH samples na Mabela, Western Urban.
That's the voice of the Executive Director at the National Public Health Agency, Professor Fode Sase, as he been the talk about the country in status and the polio sick. But whose action where the agency don't put in place for make sure say then give quick response to this sickness in the country? The Executive Director continue for explain.
Currently, we work with the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, the WHO, the UNICEF, and USCDC, and all with other technical partners, so that we will implement a comprehensive response plan. Currently ongoing now because we don't deploy a team now to then 2 locations, then Nakambia and Western Urban Mabela, so that we do a risk assessment, then they continue for collect samples, and then community engagement. All the leaders then will engage them so that we prepare them, because the response is going to be multifaceted, because one will get involved in vaccination. Picking them when they're not vaccinated, they're prone for this disease. Then we don't declare Sierra Leone as polio free. Therefore, if we get 1 case of polio, na cause for concern.
Professor Fode Sase also talk about what the agency don't put in place we go help for make sure say this sick not go work on other parts of the country.
Also, with the continuously strengthening with disease surveillance architecture, so that the surveillance system, the attempt for capture events in real time. We also don't develop clear protocols for guide a coordinated response with defined roles and responsibilities for all stakeholders. Also, we engage in education, outreach programs, collaboration with community leaders and organizations, because we now realize they're very critical for empower the communities so that they will participate in any outbreak and the control of any outbreak.
During question time at the conference, questions from the media been centered around how the National Public Health Agency don't they work for help tack how push the poor young people in future in the country. And at this now been the answer where the Executive Director been give.
Push indeed a public health problem, a national emergency. That's everything don't happen at government level. For the first time in the history of Sierra Leone, His Excellency the President don't commission the building of a rehabilitation center for drug addicts. So push get the attention of highest level of government. So we as an agency, the law empower for coordinate the activities of all the agencies and partners them where they deal with drug abuse. So we work aggressive community engagement and everything possible for make sure say we handle the problem of kush.
The agency end up calling community stakeholder them for work together with the healthcare institution and then community them, as well for help report case on any emergency sick wey come na the country. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Jaffermans Davis, the report.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue. Still, we get guest them inside the program, and I call over to you, Alhaji Mutada Sise, Chairman Hajj Committee. You don't mention about a lot of things them we don't happen in self-witness some of the lessons they want to learn inside the past, Hajj, where people from Sierra Leone can go do na Saudi Arabia. But waiting are some of the criteria them we una dey look at for let somebody get access for go Hajj.
Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, the Quran asks every Muslim we able to perform the Hajj at least once in their lifetime. So that's the beginning. And therefore, any Muslim will present himself as wanting to go on the Hajj without any of impediments we are aware of. For example, I've been mentioned health and physical position. We responsibly enough for facilitate that process. And the way we do that is by organizing the registration. Whether you address, all the details that we will need. Then we also help for screen, when the time they come for the Hajj, we screen the health situation. For see if the doctors then would come, if they identify any potential threat, we then be able to manage that before you go. Then if they see a threat wave serious enough for advice enough for travel, we could give the advice, because your own health, not just something surrounding you, involve the other people there also. Somebody who is sick, go slow down the group. So all the things they do. Then we also orient them. We get experts there where they go across the country for tell the people waiting there for expect, etc., etc. And then of course we organize the services, accommodation, transportation, food, not only from here but in the kingdom.
All right. So any age limits there on the Hajj? If somebody want go Hajj, not get any age where they watch for?
No, as far as we're aware this year, no age limit. No. In the past, because of health, especially during COVID-19 era, the older people being vulnerable. So the Saudi authorities have been control that. But for this year, no age limit. No, they just physically fit for good perform the pilgrimage.
Okay, so people will go out for go perform the Hajj this year, now still open registration for them.
Yes, well, since December, early January, we make a press release, which, in fact, I need to talk about that because people they still ask me questions about the Hajj, who we don't pass that information long time. Okay. So we feel say we need to be more aggressive for disseminate. So in that press release, we give timeline and things that people need for do in terms of payment, the deadline, for example, end of March, and all these things they need in the press release.
Okay, so what's in the deadline for this
March,
year Hajj?
For if we don't pay by March, because we say get a deadline by April, if we don't give the visas them. Okay. In the past, we'd give visa even the day before we travel. It's not possible now because the global system would all cut off. So I really want to appeal to the general public. Anybody who wants to go Hajj this year, please come now and pay. Because we don't notice, say, people they hold on. Then we don't can register, we not see some for can pay. Then they hold up. One of the things then we would suspect, because then they ask me scholarship. Okay. I want to say scholarship this year. Scholarship actually now government friendly government to we own government and then can give. Then government allocate, mainly the presidency of course. But we don't see say people don't take that for granted. Now they feel say every year there will be scholarship. As far as me concerned as chairman, as I speak, there's zero scholarship we are aware of. So let nobody hold money thinking that scholarship go there. If scholarship come, government will be happy for distributor. But indeed, let them not wait. Because we still not get control over the cutoff for the visa.
All right. So waiting at the amount for this year Hajj?
$7,000. Okay. And I can tell you also, we start with $7,500. But we begin an opportunity of a global conference in Saudi. We will test more carefully the prices, so we'll bring that down to $7,000.
All right. So, plus we get for pay the $7,000. Waiting at the facility them so far we go get.
Oh, Okay, first of all the services that were done, screening, orientation there, then the transportation, air transportation to and fro, accommodation in Saudi, and where I say in Saudi, Medina, Makkah, Mina, all them rituals. The Sarah, the ship Sarah is covered in that. Health, we carry a full team of 2 doctors, 2 nurses, 1 pharmacist, and drugs. The health is covered, and other small services. Then.
All right. So, waiting at the process for pay this money.
Okay.
Is it now bank transaction or not direct payments to individual?
No, we start initially. Let the people that once they come to we give them authorization for go paying at the bank. There are 2 accounts. Either you pay the Leone or dollars. So when you go pay, you come back to the secretariat with the slip. So we close your own story. I say this person don't register and you don't pay. Yeah. So initially, but towards the end, last year, for example, we actually moved the bank to the Hajj secretariat. We're a one-stop shop now, which is an improvement in the past, because when you come to the Hajj secretariat, everything is done there: the screening, the registration, the payment. But for now, because of the slow rate of payment, you get for going at the bank. But with the hopes in the next week or so, then get for go. The bank will go to the secretariat.
All right. Somebody will list you now. Who say somebody want to inquiry of the process and the rest? Who say able to that?
Okay, the press release give 2 telephone numbers, but we secretariat, the Hajj secretariat na bank complex na Kintom. So we can call on those 2 telephone numbers, and then we can normally give you. Sometimes we avoid the person going to the secretariat if possible. I mean, for instance, just as an example, every day I do that several times to people. No go yet. I don't give this information. Use them first. If you now think say you need for come, then you can come.
Okay. Continue for the way to inside the program. In name na Alhaji Mutara Sise Chairman Hajj Committee. We make small money. We will come. We will talk to Abdul Malik Tijansi, we are the Directorate of Science and Technology and Innovation.
All-time network problem. What's me go do now?
Go na any Salon Commercial Bank branch, kiosk or sub-agent them, all about na the country. Then get the money service business. You go able take money where they send for you na MoneyGram, Western Union, Small World, and Ria Money, where they over 150 country them. With the Ria and Small World, this na for we brother and sister there where they oversee. Then can able send money direct na Salon Commercial Bank accounts. Na Salonia, like they one day we want bill us, or they one day we want kawaka, or for support them family them. Then can they oversee and put money inside them bank accounts.
How for do all this if I dey Obayanda?
Easy, me brother. All you for do, now for download the Ria and Small World app them and put your personal information them. Now you that. Member say you forget valid ID card and the correct code where the person send for you for go take you money.
I want send money for me uncle upline.
No worry. Salon Commercial Bank column Salon Link, where the local transfer and Million Salon Commercial Bank money. Where anybody can go na any Salon Commercial Bank branch, kiosk, and then sub Salon Commercial Bank agents there. Any sign at the country and tell the teller say you want send money upline. Then go do your transaction and give you code where you go send to your uncle. But your uncle forget valid ID card and the code where they give you. Send and to them so it go take him money. Salon Commercial Bank they look for agents them where they do money transfer for partner with them.
Waiting at the sub agent.
Sub agents na people that we get business. We want for do money transfer service for Salon Commercial Bank. This service go give you good commission. So go na Salon Commercial Bank and go register or call them na this number here 077 714 792. Then go talk to you fine one.
Salon Commercial Bank, delivering value.
People when I go take your money and go.
The program now Good Morning Salon where they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. And where they bring come the program come to you this morning. My name is Karifat Conte.
And my name is Usman Kamara. Inside the program now we come to we other studio guests. We now Alhaji Abdul Malik Tijansi. See how angry Alhaji there. Abdul Malik Tijansi, Directorate of Technology and Innovation. Now, if you look social media, at times yourself can post some, people that are innovators. So DSCI they identify, potential or salon people when are innovators then?
Well, yeah. So since I took over office, I invite a couple of innovators them to kind of offers and then display their talent and then look for potential area where I think we can collaborate in terms of using our expertise in-house to support their innovations. So we currently got a roadmap on that and a proper strategy.
All right. So una may able to identify any innovator during this meeting we get with them?
Yeah, we do identify someone all the way from Lunge, but understand, like I said earlier, DST has to be an enabler because some of these innovators, they will innovate, their ideas are brilliant and good, but you need what we call the venture capital. You need money to scale it. And DST, we government, and we know they generate revenue. So the only job we can do, we can provide guidance to them, say, okay, if you build those, this is the next step. Like say, you have to scale it, you have to do testing, you have to perfect it, because sometimes there are technical skills that are required. And some of these innovators are just self-taught. So we role there is to guide them on how to build them. And if we see there's a potential and then we have access to partners, is to make sure we put them together with partners. So like, for instance, we talk about the EasyStem people and we build a selfless server, offline server system. So we identify them and then we put them with UNICEF, and then currently they're in the pilot this product now at Tassos. So we work on those kind of way in identify innovators and promote them to a global stage where they can get access to exposure. And then our another job is to make sure that we build what will give access to innovators to bring solutions that challenges people of Sierra Leone in the tech space.
Okay, so who that then are the innovator the way DSTI don't identify?
So well, we identified the one Lunge. We it's very smart, but we build a project out of a light bulb. So, but now, how are we gonna do it? How are we gonna say save more energy and then use more tech and AI in making sure that this product go into a scale-up stage for schools? And then this was local product source in the country, and then the board and builder. So we did in contact with them, with their system, with resources. Sometimes they call some basic resources that we know we can afford within the DSTI space with the support arm. And then we look forward to put it on a global stage on a national scale, and then so we could give that exposure so we can get the right partner and go to solve challenges for schools that need projectors, especially, DSTI to work on the Giga project where we have to connect 403 schools around the country with internet access and solar panels. So we need projectors if we don't get internet and all that. But if we get a Sierra Leonean, we will build projector, then why can't we just find a way where we can sponsor them, fund them, and build those things? Because look at it, DSTI will not build all the solutions in the country. But we have to give access to people that have the knowledge and skills and solve the problem of the face in Sierra Leone, especially in technological advancement, and that's how we can transform this country.
Okay, so how now want for put the innovator as soon as a global stage?
Well, for instance, DSTI is a partner with UNICEF. UNICEF got a connection with Genu Global. So we got this picking up from Tasso, from EasyStem, that designed this to won a competition at DSTI hackathon. DSTI take them, put them with UNICEF. UNICEF have the access to the global stage. That's a connection.
Okay, so we don't get innovator that we don't build motor car, we don't see this behind outside, we get one innovator we build denke robots. So how DSTI don't they work with them, people and they foresee say then continue for improve on the work what they don't do?
So as you may know, I built Africa's first humanoid robot with AI capability in Africa while I was in South Africa. So I did that. So I see the boy role in building that. So I invited her over to my office and I gave her some guidance on building robot and how you can move forward with that. So yeah, we look at it. It's a good solutions, good innovations, but we have to understand what are the solutions that we need now in Sierra Leone in terms of innovation. These are like nice to do. We know you got the skill. We know that we're ready for it, but we need the solutions like that we can solve challenges that we face now. So currently, me and they in contact. Call me and then at the guide. I'm up and work on different robots at the moment. So they build that, and then we go see how that could happen. We could solve problems in real time for Sierra Leoneans.
All right. Now you said an innovator. Which are you specialized area?
So, well, I'm a chief software engineer for us with Oracle for the last 8 years. Was certified while in India, and so specialize in software, specialize in AI, and deep into research and development in tech space.
All right. So, for be innovator, you just mentioned some of you specialized area. How you can cope, and how you can come about, for invent certain things as you mentioned, robot and the rest?
So when you're an innovator and then you just look at problems, so innovation doesn't only mean technology first. It means like finding new ways in solving challenges, like finding new process of doing things more efficiently. So that's innovation. So with me, it's a thought process. And then so I can't Sierra Leone and then I try to use Google Map. Not working. I know I stop every day and ask question like Canton 98.1. I just Google it and then drive all the way here. But then you have to stop. But usai for go I want to look for 98 power. Oh, turn left. Oh, turn right. And also you have to drive. You understand? Time is consuming. Right? If Motkawan don't fuel now, I have to begin look for petrol station. No. So I have to find ways of doing things. That's innovation. So I say, okay, let's bring Google Map to Sierra Leoneans. Now for one firm petrol station, like we get polio now as an outbreak. So what do? We don't put all the health facilities on Google Map. So you will look for the nearest hospital, if you're a stranger. Let's say I go maternity there, not sabbe nobody there, but my pikin don't get polio. I want make him go get vaccine. So I just go on Google Map and say nearest hospital. Just check hospital near me. It's on Google, and then you got a location. You click, and then you just go to the facility. So these are innovations. These are how you solve them. Innovation doesn't need to be big. You look at the challenges and then find a better way of doing it.
All right. So waiting at the pointers where the STI could point saying that these are some of the work level we don't do.
Like I told you, when we got the 468 with our work on, and we see how that helped tremendously during the then Chief Minister in time with the then Director who's now the Chief Minister, Dr. David Senge, and then I tell you like we're there with MOH closer right now for launch the maternal health soft solutions, which is press track, who are roll out to 18 months to all the districts in the country. That could be a game changer. Out of 1,000 bat, we get like 406 dead. We want to use technology and innovation to solve that, to tackle that problem. So that one, we got the Google. We ran, yes, I won't solve all the problems. But what I can tell you, we can be a big brother to the tech ecosystem. We can build the solutions and put all the technology people in. We got data for decision making. Like for instance, I currently work on data for the last 40 years. How we can use those data and then we process it well and then we understand the amount of rain with the canal salon. Okay. How we can assist the disaster recovery team said, okay, if we get this amount of rain, Monday and Tuesday, I can tell you, we have the highest amount of rainfall in Sierra Leone based on the data I don't look now. But we process the data more to be more details. And then we can go to different agencies within in charge of that. Say, listen, yeah, disaster, this time your chances of flood, now Bay, now Mabela is this. So get your disaster team ready. So that's the STI. We come to the MDAs and we provide them solution. So we go on to AI, artificial intelligence, get the data. So now let's process the data for decision making, analyze them, and then we advise people who are responsible so that they can do their job better. Like we listen to the brother talking about Hajj right now, right? This DSTI can say, okay, now this is a problem that they face. Let's analyze the data, when all they collect, let know chances of people able to afford to go Hajj this year, when they able to afford to go Hajj, right now the chances maybe they will pay half, then they will pay down. So we digitalize processes. Okay. So we have the MDAs. So that's the role of the STI. Those are things we want to pinpoint. That's how we talk to agency and the media. So the job here is to make sure that what are the challenges right now you face to do your passport? DSTI take it. Let's digitalize it. Let's make it quicker for somebody who they oversee. And only for some money to make brother we go eat her. But let's do this process, streamline it. You do oversee, you pay directly, and then your passport gets to you. That's a vision of the president, and then that's a mandate of the STI. We streamlining processes using technology.
Okay, so you as an innovator, how you don't inspire young people and force say then go into innovation?
When I have an open door policy, before even coming to Sierra Leone. If you reach out to me and then you're Sierra Leonean, I make sure like I'm in touch with you. And then since I don't take over office, I think I don't get more than 15 people that will walk into me. And then I listen to their ideas, talk to them. And then I got this one boy to come up with a first drone conference. And then now my idea is how can I assist them to modify drones using AI and different things. So those are my things. And then I always inspire them, talk to them, and give them lesson learned from my own experience, and which they can learn for move forward.
Okay, continue for the with me at the program. A name na Abdul Malik Tijansier, in the Directorate of Science, Technology and Innovation, Office of the President. Continue for the with me at the program. Now we come to the other guests. We na Alhaji Mutada Sise, in the Chairman Presidential Task Force on Hajj. As we don't mention, say this year government's not going to give scholarship to people who want to go Hajj. So what are some of the reasons we make government not give scholarship this year?
Just a slight correction. I don't say the government not dey give scholarship.
Okay.
I say as of today, we don't get scholarship. I say government the scholarship government been offer na friendly countries them can they give. Yeah. Also that, but then said they get their own problems now. So
Okay.
it's getting more and more difficult for let them countries and this support. For example, Morocco now one country we don't always give us this big support. 2 years ago, they get a natural disaster. We have been big challenge to the government. We said in good sense, we know we go to them. In fact, we need for support them in some way. So these are some of the things. Then they get economic problems themselves. Again,
Okay.
that's a consideration. Otherwise, then we don't give. Yeah. So, but we are still hopeful. I just mentioned them because if they go towards the time with the cutoff, then we have a problem. But it may end up that government gives scholarship. But as at now, I don't want to let people then keep money. Somebody will get money for pay a whole land because they expect scholarship. That's not advisable this year.
Okay, so what's in the process and procedure where una can reach Saudi Arabia?
Okay.
For somebody we know one day be part of Hajj, let himself get the idea. Of
Yes. Make us start off by saying that although some very important activities in the Hajj process, there's one day which is called Arafat. That is the actual Hajj. This is a day of intense prayer in the place of Saudi, they call Arafat, and where we know and believe, say, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him, been delivered in last sermon. So that is Hajj. So anytime you get that day is the Hajj. But apart from that, for instance, one of the improvements we don't take this year, we start off in Medina.
Okay.
Yeah, Medina, not just visiting the Prophet in mosque. There's some sites, some important religious sites. We not mandatory per se, but we did do that. Then we moved to Mecca. When we moved to Mecca, one very important activity is visiting the holy mosque, the Haram, in which the Kaaba, in which we all Muslims they turn towards the Kaaba. So we visit that, and that involves the Tawaf. We go around these are all defined very clearly. Then from there we go to the tent city we then call Mina for prepare. And okay, before we go to Mina, you did now invoke a spiritual status. You see, we all wear the males them the ihram. We have 2 pieces of cloth only. Everybody now that's the so. But these are the things that we do. Then from there now we go to Arafat, and then come back to Mina, back to Mecca. So all these things, I've mentioned orientation of the pilgrims. We could make them exposed to that before we depart.
Okay, now, what's in the importance of Hajj where somebody don't go do them, or if you not go do it, how important Hajj be for Muslims?
Well, it's first of all, it's one of the 5 pillars of Islam prescribed in the Quran. Anything we do in the Quran, God you command that. So, by definition, it's very important. Yeah. So once you're able, and God make you perform the Hajj, if you know say you don't obey your Creator, and that if you're not a Muslim, you believe in the hereafter, He will reward you, for sure.
Okay, continue for the with me na the program. A name na Alhaji Mutala Sise, in the chairman presidential task force on Hajj. And they also for talk about the preparation where salon they get now for make people then go for this year Hajj 2024. Well, now inside the program now, not time for me to take break. Come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Yourself can be part of the program by where you send a comment or text message to the number 077-981-981, or self you can go to our Radio Democracy Facebook page and make a contribution or ask question for make yourself go be part of the program. Inside the program now, we go look at another issue. The new Chancellor for the University of Salon, PC Dr. Margaret Baogbani IV say, in first priority now for make sure say the University of Salon do matriculation for new students them and organize graduation ceremony. PC Dr. Margaret Baogbani IV talk this, where be they take out of office as the new Chancellor for the University of Salon, as he replaced Dr. Safa Koroma, we be done lost in work after the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education be scattered the university courts. For more on this, make we join reporter Adeyemi Jackson.
This being term, the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education bin scatter the university court when at the highest decision body na the University of Salone and we get issue with the University of Salone for sake of the appointment of the acting vice chancellor and principal for the University of Salone. We make the ministry be scatter the university court, and this means say the chancellor when I be Dr. Sanfa Kuruma don lost in work as chancellor and head of the university court na Salone. We make the public don dey call on the University of Salone for appoint new chancellor and set up the university court so that the university will continue with an activity there. Now for sake of this make, President Julius Maada Bio don appoint former Chief Dr. Margaret Bayo-Gbani IV of Moyamba District as the new chancellor for the University of Salone. We make it don't go take oath of office. But waiting next for paramount chief Dr. Margaret Bayo-Gbani IV, chancellor for the University of Salone.
To allay the fears of pessimists, I promise to adhere to the contents of the University Act of 2021 and also the timelines that the Oversight Committee has slated for the matriculation and congregation activity. You will agree with me, the University of Sierra Leone contributes significantly to the social, cultural, and economic vitality of our nation. We must fulfill our potential to advance the nation's growth even better than before. I believe that with our intellectually ambitious students, dedicated staff, and the political will, University of Sierra Leone will once more claim the accolade of not only the Athens of West Africa, but the Athens of Africa.
Dr. Margaret Bayo-Gbani IV, na paramount chief na Moyamba District. He attends St. Joseph Primary na Moyamba and St. Joseph Secondary na Makeni and later the Albert Academy Secondary School na Freetown, and get his first degree in History and English Language na Frabe College, postgraduate diploma in Education, Master of Art degree na the University of Success na the United Kingdom, and Doctor of Philosophy degree specialized in early childhood development na Frabe College. Paramount Chief Dr. Margaret Bayo-Gbani IV worked na the Ministry of Education and later as lecturer na different college them, including Frabe College, University of Salone, where according to record, and don't be the first woman for be chancellor for the University of Salone, when na the oldest university na Sub-Sahara Africa. We make it say, a glad for this appointment and ready for work with the university and the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education for push book learning at the University of Salone, where over the years don't be challenged.
I am privileged and humbled by this opportunity to lead our great university, my alma mater. Over 100 years ago, the University of Sierra Leone carried the accolade, the Athens of West Africa. And my fervent hope is that my team and I will work assiduously to win that reputation of excellence once more, whereby we will change our nation for the better.
Where in the talk, the Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Dr. Ramatulai Wuyi, talk about the roadmap where the ministry don't develop or push the university will go before.
Because today marks a very significant moment in the history of our esteemed institution, the University of Sierra Leone, as we have all gathered here this morning to install a new chancellor. Not just any chancellor, but the first female chancellor of the University of Sierra Leone. So in the wake of the turbulence that necessitated the dissolution of the former court, the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education took decisive actions to address the challenges facing the University of Sierra Leone by developing a roadmap with clear timeline. The first thing we did was to set up an oversight committee to navigate us through that period of transition. And under their guidance, we have made tremendous strides towards restoring stability to the University of Sierra Leone. The next thing on our roadmap was to reconstitute the court. And that is why we're here today, because if we have a new chancellor, it means we have reconstituted the court. And finally, we have to ensure that we set up a search committee to find a substantive vice chancellor and principal for the University of Sierra Leone.
The Minister of Technical and Higher Education go before for talk about the role of the Chancellor at the University of Salone and the impact where Paramount Chief Dr. Margaret Bayo-Gbani IV go bring at the University of Salone.
The role of the Chancellor of our university cannot be overstated. The Chancellor serves as a symbol of the university's values, traditions, and aspirations. It is the Chancellor who inspires and guides us to foster a culture of excellence and inclusivity, and who champions the pursuit of knowledge and truth. Our new Chancellor, Paramount Chief Dr. Margaret Dabo, brings a wealth of experience, has got the prerequisite qualification, and also embodies the vision, the ideals for our university. With Dr. Dabo at the helm of the City of Sierra Leone, I am confident that we will continue to uphold the highest standards of academic rigor and integrity, and that we will chart a course towards an even brighter future for the University of Sierra Leone.
Dr. Ramatulai Wugi say the appointment of the Chancellor means say they don't begin set up the university court where them be scatter this behind term. Also in Ashore Salon people say it not go take again. New member them and the university court go take out of office or begin do them work where they according to the University Act of 2021 for the Society for Radio Democracy. Adeyemi Jackson, the report.